When I first met Adrian, it wasn't his looks that drew me in, though he was handsome in a subtle, understated way. It was his fire. He wasn't the type to sit quietly in the background. He was the kind of man who stepped forward when everyone else hesitated, who made decisions without wavering, who carried an energy that seemed to ignite every room he entered. And I loved it. At least in the beginning. Back then, his ambition thrilled me. It was intoxicating to watch him chase goals with such certainty, to feel like I was tethered to a rocket that could launch us both into the kind of life we dreamed of. But somewhere along the way, that same fire that had drawn me in started to scorch me. Because while he burned brighter, I felt dimmer. The applause he received, the admiration he garnered. It left me in the shadows. No one noticed the quiet woman standing beside him.
Every night was vendor calls, sponsor emails, program drafts. He kept asking me to help. I did, but I carried a quiet resentment like a stone in my pocket. The small mean stuff came first. I joked that Ethan was married to his donors. People laughed, so I kept saying it. Then I said he forgot I existed when a check needed chasing. It wasn't true, but it felt true, and that was enough to keep going. Words like that build a path to the next bad choice. One week before the gala, I sat on the couch scrolling through a coworker's birthday photos while Ethan assembled laptops for a school across town. My phone buzzed with likes, and still I felt invisible. That feeling is a bad fuel. It burns hot and it burns through the wrong things. Ethan had left his laptop open to stream a show. His email was signed in because he had been drafting table cards. I watched the cursor blink in a folder called Sponsors. A bad thought walked in and sat down. I told myself this would teach him not to put everything ahead of me. I told myself no one would really get hurt. I searched his sent mail to copy his tone. Appreciate you, grateful, for the kids. I started a new message to a small list I recognized, the credit union contact, the gallery owner, a local influencer. I wrote, quick update before Saturday, we've had to adjust our tiers. To secure your table placement and logo, we need an additional $2,500 by tomorrow end of day. Thanks for understanding. It's for the kids. I added a winky face because when I am at my worst, I hide behind cute. I hit send. My chest thudded. In my head I saw a smaller gala, a little mess, a little wobble. Ethan would lean back toward me for comfort. I would forgive him. We would be close again. That is what I told myself while I rinsed a glass I didn't need to rinse. 10 minutes later the replies started. Wait, what? This isn't our agreement. Looping in legal. I told myself I could fix it. Claim a hack, unsend somehow. But email isn't a chalkboard. Once it's out, it's out. Ethan came home humming. He kissed the top of my head and asked if I wanted tea. I said I had a headache and went to bed early. He stayed at the table, typing. I lay in the dark waiting for the world to catch fire. It took less than an hour. At first I heard a small huh. Then his chair scraped back. Babe, he called, did you send any emails from my account? I said the line I had rehearsed, why would I do that? He walked in with his laptop open, face pale in the screen glow. Sponsors got a message asking for more money. It came from me. I didn't send it. He swallowed. This is bad. I tried the easiest lie. Maybe you were hacked. He nodded once, not agreeing, just taking note. He changed his password, ran a scan, checked the login history. No outside login, he said at 3 a.m., voice flat. It came from this machine. He didn't say my name. He didn't need to. I said maybe a draft resent itself. He pointed to the old signature the sender used. One he'd retired last year. He finally looked at me and asked, is there anything you want to tell me? Here is where a better version of me would have told the truth. I said I had nothing to tell. He nodded like the result matched the fear. Then he called his board chair and the venue. He didn't sleep. The next day he was gone before sunrise. I worked from home and watched the thread grow into a pile of anxious replies and half jokes. I wrote a confession, deleted it, wrote it again, deleted it again. I told myself, after the gala. Don't ruin his night. I said that like I was doing him a kindness when really I was protecting myself. At noon he texted, "Can you come help stuff gift bags?" I went. The depot looked like a movie set. String lights, long tables, a stage with a giant screen showing kids smiling with their first laptops. Volunteers moved chairs and taped signs. He hugged me like always and set me up between two retirees who called me dear. An hour before doors, his board chair came in wearing a hard face. Ethan showed him a printout and circled an IP address. The chair looked at me once and then away. I kept folding programs. I thought, maybe this will fade. Guests arrived in their good shoes. The credit union team posed by the banner. The influencer filmed a "We're Here" clip. The gallery owner clinked a glass with Ethan and said, "No hard feelings." I exhaled. Maybe I'd scared myself for nothing. Ethan went on stage and looked calm. He thanked volunteers and sponsors. He told a quick story about a fourth grader who fixed his family's internet with a guide on the laptop they received. The room laughed. Then he said, "Before we move on, I need to address something. Many of you received a message yesterday asking for more money to secure placement," he said. That message did not come from me. It put you in a bad spot. I'm sorry. The screen behind him changed to a simple graphic of an email header. He explained, in plain words, how a sender leaves a fingerprint. He zoomed in on a machine ID and an IP address. He did not say my name. The message was sent from inside my home, he said. I've handled it. Tonight is still about the kids. The MC took over and the program rolled on. Paddles went up. The number on the screen climbed. I sat very still and tried to swallow my heart. After the last guest left, I found Ethan by the stage coiling a cable. We need to talk, I said. He nodded and walked me to the loading dock. The air out there was cold and honest. I wanted to tell you, I started. He held up a hand, not to stop me, just to steady the space. Tell me now, he said. I told him everything. The jealousy. The feeling of being invisible. The winky face email. The hope that a small mess would pull him back to me. He listened with his arms crossed. When I finished, he nodded once. Thank you for telling me, he said. I already knew. The header had your machine ID. He looked at the empty room. I was ready to take the hit if it kept the night clean. But I won't take the hit at home. I asked if we could fix it. I'll apologize to the board, to the sponsors, I said. He shook his head. I already did. What I can't do is keep building a life with someone who knocks it down when she wants attention. His voice didn't rise. I'm going to stay with Jonah for a while, he said. The laptop comes with me. I'll email you about the lease and bills. He moved out the next day. He took his tools, his notebooks, his ugly green mug. He left the plant in the window because I forgot to water it and he said it deserved a chance. He left a short note, I hope you find a way to be seen that doesn't hurt people. The email story faded fast for everyone but me. Donors posted selfies with kids at laptop pickups. The credit union announced a grant. The gallery owner tagged the nonprofit. At my office, the loud crew kept being loud. No one knew what I had done. That almost made it worse. I wanted punishment to match the act. Instead, I had to sit with myself. I sent Ethan one text, I'm sorry. He replied, I know. That was it. Nights were the hardest. The apartment was too quiet, like the sound had been packed up in his tool bag. I kept looking toward the table at 9, expecting to see him hunched over a laptop, making a small plan to fix a big thing. I started opening my own computer and writing the thing I didn't write before, the truth, to a blank page, for no one. I told a therapist what I had done. She didn't flinch. She asked when I first learned to grab the wheel when I felt small. We traced a line through old rooms where I won by making someone else lose. I hated every minute. I kept going anyway. I stopped telling jokes that were really knives. I stopped saying just kidding when I meant I'm hurting. Ethan posted a photo a month later of a kid in a bright blue hoodie holding up a laptop like a trophy. I stared at it until my screen dimmed. In a tagged selfie from a donor event, he looked thinner but lighter, like a person who set down a bag he'd been carrying for someone else. I didn't write anything. It wasn't my place to narrate his life anymore. There isn't a neat ending. He didn't come back. We didn't find a soft compromise. He protected the work, protected his dignity, and walked away. That was the lesson I didn't know I needed. A good man doesn't have to shout to be clear. He uses facts, grace, and a door that closes once. I still feel the pull to control the room when I feel small. I feel it rise and I count to 10 and let it pass. It's slow. It's quiet. It's better. I keep the plant alive. I answer emails and don't make messes to be seen. When I feel invisible, I tell a friend instead of setting a fire. On good days I cook simple meals and eat at the table without my phone. I walk the long way home. I learn how to sit with quiet without needing applause. On bad days I write the truth 10 times in a notebook. I hurt people when I felt small and choose not to today instead. Sometimes I walk past the depot and see the string lights through the high windows. I picture a kid peeling the sticker off a used laptop and writing their name on it like the first page of a new book. I think about how close I came to ruining a night that wasn't mine to ruin. Then I go home, sit at the table, and let the quiet be quiet. Ethan never told the room my name. He never posted a call out. He fixed what he could, left what he couldn't, and kept walking. That is how he won. Not over me. Over the part of life that drags good people into noise. I wanted to write our story. Turns out the last line was his, I know. Short. Clean. True.